Okay, so today we're going to do a second meditation on the fourth immeasurable, equanimity. Rinpoche Rinpoche says if we don't do this, if we don't have equanimity, then what happens is we meditate on immeasurable love and compassion, and may all sentient beings be happy, but the ones we like. So we need equanimity to even things out a little bit. And His Holiness says that this is, he says the mind to arrive at is the mind where we think there is no point in discriminating friend, enemy, and stranger. That's quite difficult for most of us. But he says that with meditation, with practice and familiarity over months, years, then we can generate this mind. So I think it's important to say that so that we manage expectations of ourselves. And so if we can open our minds a bit to some of the arguments and thoughts, then we start to maybe move things a little bit in the right direction. Start to work on the mind. Okay, so to begin, as always, take a comfortable position on the chair or the cushion. Keeping the back straight, the shoulders relaxed, and eyes slightly open or closed, whatever is comfortable. And feel at ease in the body. Bringing the awareness to the top of the head. Relaxing the head. To the neck. Relaxing the neck. And shoulders. Relaxing the shoulders. The chest. Relaxing the chest. And down to the hips. And the legs. And bringing the awareness down to the feet. Feeling the support of the cushion or the seat, the ground underneath you. And when you're ready, take a long breath in and exhale. And so to begin, we can set our motivation, remembering that we have this amazing and precious opportunity together to work on our minds, develop our qualities, to benefit ourselves and to benefit others. We contribute to the peace in the world and for the enlightenment of all sentient beings. So take a moment to develop a positive motivation, if you can, a bodhicitta motivation. Okay, and so now with our motivation set, we can do the refuge prayer together in Tibetan. Sangye chudan soki choknamla, jancho padu jadni kyapsuchi, dagi jinsogi pe sonamki, jola penche sangye juparsho. Sangye chudan soki choknamla, Janchu Badu Dagni Yapsuchi, Jagi Jinsagi Pe Sonamki, Jola Penchia Sange Drupar Sho, Sange Chodam Soki Choknama, Janchu Badu Dagni Yapsuchi, Jagi Jinsagi Pe Sonamki, Jola Penchia Sange Drupar Sho. And so now that we've taken refuge, we can begin 5 minutes of breathing meditation just to stabilize and calm the mind. Taking as the object of meditation the air coming in and out of the nostrils or the rising and falling of the belly, whichever is most comfortable. And we do this for 5 minutes. Any thoughts or distractions arise, just gently notice and let them go, and return to the object of meditation, the breath. And so with a mind that is more calm, stable, and relaxed, we can begin. To begin, bring to mind a neutral person, not a friend or an enemy. And as you do so, notice the feelings that you have towards them. Probably not very strong either way. You might be a little bit indifferent. Now bring to mind an enemy or someone you dislike. And notice your feelings towards them. His Holiness says it's quite normal that unpleasant feelings arise, repulsion, or we feel distant. But then he invites us to think about our reasons for holding that person as an enemy. He gives as an example the Chinese. He says it's true, they've done lots of bad things, but we have to ask, have they always done such things and been like this? So try to check with this person. We check, we can probably find that in the past, they've not always done bad things. They might have benefited ourselves, or they might have benefited many other people. Lamrim Rinpoche says, even if they've given us a small harm in this life, in many previous lives, they might have been very close and shown us great affection. So that the small harm is really small in comparison. Try to open your mind a little bit to consider these possibilities. And His Holiness says right now, they may have engaged in negative actions, but they're under the power of afflictions. disturbing emotions like anger, jealousy, attachment. And so because of these disturbing emotions, they have faults. But it's not their essential nature. Shantideva says they're not free to choose whether to be under the power of afflictions or not. Says if people had freedom of choice, then nobody would suffer. And they create the cause of their own future suffering. And Shantideva says if we can't have compassion, then the last thing we should do is be angry with such people. And we can consider that we also have disturbing emotions in our continuum. His Holiness says they might not be the same force of afflictions. Maybe we don't have them as forcefully, but they're equal in being afflictions. And His Holiness says there's no point reacting emotionally to people we label as enemies. Now think of someone that you consider a friend. And notice the feelings that you have towards them. And it's true that they've probably been kind in some way. Maybe in the past they've been an enemy or harmed other living beings. but for a small benefit and quite limited reasons, we prioritize them above all others. And so Ina says there's no point being attached to them and considering them as friends, loved ones only. And if you can entertain the notion of past lives, then Ina says, from that point of view, there's really not much difference between friend and enemy. In the past, they've benefited us, harmed us, since beginningless time. So he invites us to consider the possibility that our mind of partiality towards them is really groundless. It doesn't have any basis. So try to consider and reflect on some of these points. I'll leave you a couple of minutes to investigate your own reasonings. The Rinpoche Rinpoche says, when we see people, these three different people, neutral, friend, and enemy, we see them in terms of categories, friend, enemy, stranger, but none of them exists that way forever. They're not like that for all the time. From their side, they're just sentient beings. These labels come from us, from our perception. From their side, they're the same in wanting to be happy and not wanting suffering. And Thubten Chodron says, just like 10 sick people want to come well, or 10 beggars want to receive resources, in the same way, sentient beings are the same in their wish to be happy and not to suffer. So from the side of sentient beings, we really don't have reason to discriminate. So notice any conclusions you've drawn or any insights that you've gained. And we can dedicate the positive energy and merit from the meditation together. So we'll do these in English. So, due to the merits of these virtuous actions, may I quickly attain the state of a Guru Buddha and lead all living beings without exception into that enlightened state. May the Supreme Jewel Bodhicitta that has not arisen arise and grow, and may that which has arisen not diminish but increase more and more. Long life prayer for Lama Rinpoche. You who uphold the subduer's moral way, who serve as the bountiful bearer of all, sustaining, preserving, and spreading Majinat's victorious doctrine, who masterfully accomplish magnificent prayers honoring the three jewels, savory of myself and others, your disciples, please, please live long. And for His Holiness, the wish-granting, wish-fulfilling jewel, source of every single benefit and happiness in this world, the incomparably kind Tenzin Gyatso, I beseech, may all your holy wishes be spontaneously fulfilled. And also, Venerable One, to you whose kindness exceeds that of all the conquerors for those wanderers in far-off places, especially the West, mindful of your loving concern for us in intentionally descending again into a family of a far distant land, we make this request. O Lama, please live long. And Geshe Thubten Sherab, beloved teacher leading your students towards wisdom and compassion, explaining through exacting discernment the steps of the graduated path. You are the unequal guide. Please live a long and stable life. You can take a moment to add your own dedications as well. Thinking of anyone that needs your positive energy. And maybe we take a moment to dedicate in particular for the people that we find difficult or objectionable in our life, because we all have difficulties. And so we take a moment to dedicate, especially for them. May they have happiness in its causes. So thank you, everyone. Thank you for being here. Thank you for participating. And have a wonderful rest of the day. And I look forward to seeing you and as many cats as possible next time.